everyone, it's Michelle from Scrap Secrets and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is part of a hop, the Mermazingmermaids YouTube hop, and I'll talk a little bit more about that as we go through the video. Here is the card that we're going to make using some supplies that I haven't used in a while, like these sprays. They are the Heidi Swapp Seafoam Teal Mint and White Color Shine, as well as Recollections Blue, Green, and Purple Shimmer sprays. I took a piece of Inktense XL watercolor paper, cut it to 4 by 5 1/4, and then put it in this box that I had left over from a Create and Inkspire kit. Now I'm just picking up random colors and laying some of the spray down. There's no rhyme or reason to the colors that I chose one before the other, just spraying them on to create kind of an underwater scene background. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to talk a little bit about the hop. Oh, it was organized by Lisa from Handmade Happiness. So thank you, Lisa, for putting this together. The hop is a hashtag hop, so you're going to click on the hashtag in the video title. It will also be in the video description for you guys, and you will find everybody who is participating in this hop that is doing a mermaid themed project. So I can't wait to see what everyone has done. Everyone on the hop is extremely talented, and I'm sure you're gonna find some great projects along the way. So make sure you follow everybody in the hop. Oh, I am just using a paper towel and my Wagner heat tool to dry the background. Now, if I was really smart, I would have waited and let this dry overnight, but I am extremely impatient and I did not do that. I like the way the background looks here. Part of me kind of wishes I stopped here, but I do like the way that it turned out. I like that purple that almost looks blue there. But I'm going to keep going and adding layers to it. The more layers, obviously, the longer it takes to dry. And again, I'm impatient, so I probably should not have put this many layers on. I also had a little bit of an issue with the white color shine. I guess the nozzle got clogged, or it's just, they're very old, so that could be part of it too. I used these sprays with the girls a while ago, and we couldn't get that white one to spray. So you'll see that I actually take the top off and just spritz a little bit of the white on there. End up not loving it and covering that up the best that I can. So this part is new to me. Like I said, I haven't used the sprays in a while. The girls used them, but they didn't really do color mixing or layering of it was just kind of like they were excited that they could kind of make a mess in the box. So they were just happy to spray things. They really didn't have like an idea in mind. They just wanted to mix colors as long as it didn't create mud. So they kept asking me which colors they could use so that it wouldn't create brown. But anyway, here's where I took the nozzle off the white one, and I didn't like the way that came out. That was not the way I had it at all in my mind. And I'm going to kind of cover it up in a minute once I realize that it's not really the look that I was going for. After I did a couple more of these layers, I actually did a couple off screen, off camera, because I was not happy with the way that it was all turning out. So you'll see the final product in a minute once everything is pretty much dried. I dried it to the best of my ability. And now we are taking the Honeybee Zen Ocean stamp. So this is the large circle background stamp from the set. And we're also going to be taking some MFT Sweet Tooth pigment ink to ink up the background. Now, again, I wanted this to look like the ocean, and I didn't want the background stamp to be very vibrant through it. I could have inked it up in a black ink and had it really stand out, but I didn't want to do that. I was going for more of a softer look. I wanted the background to be more of a standout with a little bit of texture to it, and the mermaid to stand out. I didn't want the stamping. I kind of almost wanted the stamping to be kind of like when you do embossing and it's kind of in the background, but it's not the main focal point. So here I'm inking it up a couple times because this is pigment ink. I didn't want to press really, really hard on it. And you can't see it, but on the left side of the stamp, the ink was still a little bit wet from the background, and I got some of it onto the stamp set. It very easily wiped off, so that wasn't a problem, but look at that. So it just kind of has, it almost looks like white waves and stuff in the back. I really, really love the way that it came out. Now that was pigment ink, so you want to make sure that you set it aside to dry. I also dried it a little bit with my heat gun. So I stamped out this image from Kindred Stamps Ocean Royalty, and I'm using my Inktense colored pencils to watercolor in the image. I'm using Poppy Red. I'm going to use Deep Indigo for the top, Apple and Leaf Green for the fins, and then I'm also going to use Distress Ink in Tea Dye to do her skin color, because I only had my set of 12 Inktense color pencils close to me. My other ones I think are in the drawer, so I used what I had nice and close. So I wanted to have a skin tone, a very light skin tone, because this character does have a very light skin tone in the movie, and I didn't really have any colored pencils to go along with it. If you guys know, Inktense colored pencils are watercolor pencils are one of my favorite mediums, and I have not used them in a while. So again, I thought that I would pull out something that I haven't used in probably maybe a couple months, probably since I did my Christmas series. So what I do is just lay some color down in the areas that it would be the darkest, take a little bit of water on my brush and pull that out. You'll see I do a couple different techniques here. I actually did the brush to the tip of the pencil to pick up a little bit of color. For the tail, I do color mixing, where I lay 2 different colors down and kind of just pull the water out to kind of mix them together to create a 3rd shade. And then for the bikini top for the mermaid, I just go ahead and use just straight colors with watercolor. Again, drying off my brush in between so as not to cross-contaminate. So that is the mermaid. Now you're going to see me use that Distress ink in Tea Dye, put a little bit down, and then pick up some water from my brush and color in her skin. So she has a very light tan skin color. I also stamped the sentiment, you've already made a splash, now go make some waves. That is from MFT, and that is the, Mermaid for Each Other stamp set. That's where that came from. So I fussy cut the mermaid off camera, as well as cut out the sentiment. Now I'm going to take a black marker and just go around the edges. This helps give it a finishing touch so you can't see the white core. If you don't cut the image out perfectly, this helps to kind of make the black line, so it makes that core disappear and it makes it look like you cut out the image really, really well. And I tend not to, so I usually do this when I do my cards. So now we are going to be gluing the front onto the card base. So I'm using my ATG, and since I used some liquid on this watercolor cardstock, I am going to use a lot more tape than I normally would. This is a 110-pound light gray card base that we're using, and I scored that with my Martha Stewart scoreboard. Now you're going to see I'm using my ATG to put the sentiment on the top. I was just straightening that up to put that on. I'm going to be using my Honeybee precision glue to glue the mermaid down. I have used it before. There was that little little wrapper on the top of it that I didn't get off. I am liking this a little bit more. The glue does flow out a little bit better. Because of my dexterity issues, I was having a little bit of a difficult time with the glue in the beginning, but now I kind of figured it out, so I do like this one. The price point on this is a lot better than the MFT one. So I also did get a little bit of stuff on her face. I took an eraser and was able to get it off. I think I had some of the ink from the background on my hand. So now I'm just taking some Trinity stamp jewels and placing them on the background. And then I'm taking some other random sequins that I have from the packs and just going through. I picked colors, the ones that would go with it, like the the green and the purple. I didn't end up using any purple in the background. I probably should have, but I didn't. I mainly used the Trinity Stamps sequins, or little jewels. And then I used my honeybee glue, put a little bit of glue down on it, and I also used my little picker tool, which I think you'll see in a minute, that I got that out of the drawer and was able to pick up the sequins with. I have a hard time with it. I'm not in love with this jewel picker. There are definitely better ones out there. This is, I believe, the Silhouette one. So I'm just going to place these all down where they should go. Actually, one of them I didn't put enough glue on, and the sequins that are kind of domed, that are in the back, that don't have a flat back. Like the Trinity ones are really easy to glue down because they have a flat back, but those other sequins, they're not really easy to glue down because you kind of have to glue the edges down to them too, which I kind of forgot about. So I'm going to add, I think, one more gem to the top right of the sentiment. And that is it for the card. So thank you guys so much for watching. Please remember to click on the hashtag description in the title and check out everyone else's projects. Thank you so much for leaving a comment, for liking the video, for subscribing, and I'll see you guys again real soon in another video. Bye!